It's I, Crocker99. Welcome to my channel, my Serpent Warriors. Now, today's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna talk about a very serious topic about our little friends, and how pets should be treated with respect, and kind of share some tales on the stuff that I've seen, as well as the stuff that should be how it is versus should not be. So, I'll welcome you back to Reptile Planet. Okay, so when I say serious topic, I wanted to try to maybe share some stuff that really is still taken into account most of the time, but not very much. Maybe if I've seen as often, is that the way if you're looking for a pet, that you're looking for your first pet, maybe you want first dog, you want like a cat, like something different, like a guinea pig, ferret, lizard, bird, such and such. You do want to make sure that they're treated with respect that they should be given versus like how they are treated with most owners based on previous experiences and also past experiences. Now, you guys know for the last few years, animals that I've kept, I've raised them correctly, that I have raised them, take care of them, socialize with them, like I do bond with them. Like I don't necessarily just say oh, here's a pet, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is, not really interact with it, nothing like that. Like for me, I've seen sometimes I've seen many people take good care of their pet, and others I've not personally seen, but I've seen the result of animals that have not been treated very fairly, as well as they just been completely just neglected, abused, starved, that kind of thing. So you guys know, because I tend to take care of my animals, I take it very seriously and make sure they're healthy, they're eating, they're socializing, not causing any problems, and not behaving out of the ordinary like they normally would. So the reason for that is see, when you're looking for a pet, you always want to make sure you give them the best home, because a lot of times animals have very long lifespans, others not so very long ones, but you do want to give them the best life that they can possibly live. Like my ferrets, for my ferrets, for example, I want to make sure they are definitely well taken care of. They're happy, having fun, being their normal goofy selves, that kind of thing. I don't want them to have behavioral problems, growing up being scared, nervous, that kind of thing. I don't want them to be feeling a threat and they're constantly afraid of me. I want them to have nice little lives. That way they know they're safe, they're happy, they are that they're good with everybody, as well as other animals they potentially might keep in the household. That's my that's my thing. Nico here, if he was afraid of me right now, he would have been he would have been hissing at me, biting me, that kind of thing. He would have been doing all of the ordinary. Right now he's just yawning. He's slumping noodle style in my arm. Also investigating what's happening right now. He's trying to go everywhere. He's sniffing me, trying to go back on the ground. And I was yeah. So if he was have behavioral problems, this will be a completely different scenario right now. He would not be liking me holding him. He would be running away from me, hiding from me, all that kind of stuff. But no, he's very enjoying with me. He's fine with me. He just slumped. He's just slumping. All right, buddy. Yeah. Oh, your adventure. But yeah, he just ran off, just running, playing with his, sniffing his toy, just getting curious. That's the kind of thing you want in a pet. You want them to have fun, you want them to be socialized, make sure they're good with you, other people that you may be living with, other animals you may be living with. That's the whole thing. He came out to step back of my leg, and now he's just going back, doing what he's doing, which is investigating everything in my closet. You see, that's the kind of thing you want in a pet. They're well fed, they're healthy, they all of their vaccinations up to date, that kind of thing. Like you want to stay on top of that. A lot of times, like for say, like for many animals, it's not the end of the world if you don't get them vaccinated, but it's definitely highly recommend that you do it at a certain point. Don't wait too long, or else the disease might develop, might have problems, or like you try adopting an animal, and you don't have the records for that. They let them have the animal you're trying to adopt in the other house with the animal that has not been updated on their vaccinations. That's going to be a problem. You're not going to be able to get that animal. So yeah, hence my reason he's trying to get my water shoes. I don't know. He's trying to go swimming, but I think it's a little bit too small for my shoes. Other than that, so yeah, animals tend to need, like the ones that we have in captivity, the ones we tend to have raised through breeding, rescue, that kind of thing. You want them to know like people there trying to help them rather than hurt them. But I have seen the result of animals who have not been very well taken care of, or at least almost nearly witnessed literally people treat animals the way they should not be treated in the first place. Like I worked for animal shelter for nearly the past 2 years. I've seen the good sides of what they do, and also basically the good way the animals are raised. Also, not the very nice one. Even like heard their background stories of where they came from, how this happened, where they like how this became such and such the way it is, or that stuff we thought was one thing about the animal around it turned to be something completely different. Because still people like in the elephant shelter that I worked for, people still kept saying like because here's the thing though, my story is I used to be afraid of dogs. The elephant shelter that mainly I was a kennel technician, and basically I was working with a lot of dogs. Some of the breeds I never really seen before, others I'm kind of familiar with, but like I used to be afraid of dogs. Like no stop, I wouldn't even go near a dog. I would freeze up like in place, and I would not move like at all. I would not move a muscle. I was that scared. And to add on to that, I didn't really have a good experience with a dog a couple of years ago when I was younger, because I was bitten by one of my neighbor's dogs, because they did explain that their dog does go after people who were on a bike or scooter. I was on my bike going to a friend's, and next thing you know, their dog got out, and next thing you know, I got their teeth in my leg. Like it went through my jeans into my leg. Thankfully, I didn't go to the doctor or anything, because I didn't need to get tested. I just let it heal, and it was, but like I didn't go to the doctor, nothing. I just let it heal. Thankfully, no infection, nothing like that. I was 100% okay, but I had a scar, and that definitely, was not great, and it just made the fear worse. I did want to work with animals down the line after I get older. Reptiles are my main suit. Like you guys know, like the person on my channel, stuff I do. That's my primary stuff. But working with dogs, cats, and exotics, different species, at kind of different pace. Because working with dogs, it's kind of like a different feeling. Like it's just like okay, like there's some dogs that I never seen before. Like a lot of them were like pit bull mixes, German Shepherd mixes, huskies, retrievers, Labrador retrievers, terriers, pugs, like the whole 9 yard, beagles. Yeah, he's looking at my legs and like, but yeah. But working with animals was definitely, some animals I never seen before was definitely a different pace that I've taken during my time there, and it was nerve wracking. I can't say. The main priority was dogs. The main thing was dogs. That was my main thing. I don't want you to fall, pal. I don't want you to fall. I don't want you to hurt yourself. But yeah, dog was definitely a different, mindset. It's new. Like trying to get over my fear is one thing. It did take a while, but next thing you know, it kind of started to pay off with a couple of weeks, couple of months, to around maybe a year, to finally get over that little fear of mine. I mean, it does take a while. I can't just say like, oh, I did it for like maybe like a week and all of a sudden I'm cured. No. It's a timely process. It's a timely process. Say hi, buddy. All right, Valley. But yeah, it's a process that I had to endure for months. I mean, I got to walk. My first dog I actually got to physically walk on a leash was a white shepherd, so that was kind of cool. And it to me wasn't that bad. He was very friendly. I had someone else help me out when I started. It was like it was kind of a nerve-wracking thing. Like I make sure like okay, I'm not getting too nervous because I do like they do tell me that they sense you're nervous, they're gonna pick up on that, and I'm just trying to like, make sure I'm not shy and nervous. But it's hard to do that when you have a constant fear of dogs that's been like that for you for years. Now I've been around. I kind of got used to dogs based on my family's dogs. So like one of them, I had a story that every time they brought the dog over, I would be upstairs, barricaded in one of the bedrooms. Like that's how bad, that's how bad, like that it was. With that for years, I got more used to it. Kind of got used to them a little more. And then I started bonding with them in that transition. That was the only dog kind of like I was fine with. When I came to the nature center, it was a different experience. Where I working with dogs of different sizes, different breeds, and also different requirements. So I'm just like, okay, this might hopefully get over my fear over months and months. It was a timely process, but the end thing is I also got to see many different breeds I probably never heard, like saw before. Many of them were hybrids. Some of them like we did sometimes get purebreds, but a lot of times there were mixes of hybrids of one species and another, like half beagle, half like half lab, no, not that, half golden retriever, half husky, or maybe like a pit bull mix, maybe like a terrier mix, and some would get purebreds, maybe like golden retriever, Labrador retrievers, chocolate Labrador retrievers, beagles, pugs, that kind of thing. But a lot of the dogs I've worked with also have backstories of their own. So like the way I've heard that some of these dogs went through, like a couple of months, like I think around last year it was winter at time. Before we even got there, we found two dogs tied up outside. It was cold. It was like frigid cold. One was tied on the outside of the fence. And I guess when the gates opened for us to come inside, they just brought the other dog to the inside, tied him to one of the fence posts, and then just dipped. They just left. They were malnourished. You could literally see their ribs. It was that bad. They were malnourished. They definitely were taken care of properly. One of them was scared for his life. The other one, they were definitely both very, very nervous. We tried to like get them in, but like it was a tiny process. Plus, we don't want them to hurt us, and we don't hurt the dog. And it was just it was just like a horrific sight. I'm like, is like gotten that bad? Like they just ditched the dog, like both of them. So I'm just like, it's like how the hell? Sorry, my language. I'm like, Jesus Louise. But yeah, I'm just like, who does? It's like, why? Like, you have a dog, you're supposed to take care of it. Next thing you know, you just want to just abandon it because you don't want to take care of him anymore. Like, I don't understand why. And like in the process of that, I'm just like, this makes no sense. We did everything we could. We spent a couple of like 20 minutes or so trying to get the dogs something to eat at least set them up. That way they'd be warm and like that kind of thing. But like hopefully luckily that all transpired, but they did have to be transferred to a different location. So all that happened. It was just like it got that bad. It was like this dog was skinny, shaking. They avoided us the whole time. They wanted to stay far away from us as possible. So I was like, this makes no sense. I was like, good gracious. And that's why I plead that it's like most people are good at pets, others just should not own no pet regardless. I'm just like, why? I'm saying like some of these dogs came from like really bad places, all the way to like they were wind up as strays, they were like just wandering the streets, or like they were runaways. But like sometimes we even get dogs who like just ditch, they just bring them in. But a lot of times like animals do get brought in surrendered for a decent reason, such as someone passing away and the families couldn't take care of the dog. Like I saw people crying when they had to surrender their dogs because certain things they had to move, couldn't take the dog with them. Someone passed away, certain issues like financially. Like I saw people crying when they bring their dogs into surrender. I still saw people crying, like down to the soul crying. That's how bad it was. And me, I know how that feels because I've lost pets in the past and I was really upset about it. I think you guys still remember Torch and Roscoe, my two lizards. I loved them dearly, and when they passed away, I was crushed. Like, I was not having it for days. So like, that's all. That I know how to feel. I know the feeling, I know a lot of people know the feeling too when you lose a pet. Like it's your best friend, you're raising and take care of them, it's been like with you for so long. Next thing you know, like life takes its course, and then the worst happens. Yeah, I mean, death is not a good subject. I don't like it. I don't really like it at any chance. With people are animals. I don't like it. I don't joke about it. I take it very seriously. Like I don't joke about it. I don't find it funny. I don't like. It's a rough road for many people who had their best friend for like so many years, at the point where just like it's like the worst case scenario goes on, and then like it's just the worst happens. Like I know that people can relate to this, but yeah. And then like trying to get some of these dogs adopted. Okay, for some of them it was easy because like the personality they showed, it was very easy for most of them. But some of them were mainly easy. It's just the person adopting them causes the problems. Like I remember this was like maybe like a year or two ago. Like I think it was 2 years ago, right when I still a couple of months after I first started, like a couple months after. It was winter, and like we had two dogs. One was literally a golden retriever husky mix. It was beautifully colored, and you got another one along with that was a pit bull mix. I mean, but the problem is that many dogs do have medical issues like dental, vaccination problems, dieting issues. Like that's the thing that comes to mind. And for some reason, people always want to see like, okay, they want a certain dog, but like they don't want to do the medical part, and they keep asking us, are the dogs trained? I'm just like, no, that's the process you put in. Like we can try to train them as we're working with them. That way they're easy to go where people adopt them. But like you're also like in charge of that animal's well-being when you adopt them. Like that's the bottom line of it. The thing is that when I showed someone the dog that they wanted, two things. One, okay, no, I think like a couple things. One, they kept asking me, are the dogs trained? I kept saying, please, to tell them no, because like that's on you when you adopt a dog. You're the one in charge of training. Number two, the dog had dental problems and she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do the dental problem. She just wanted a dog without any dental problems. Number three is the main thing, because like it's like you have to be there for the dog, but she tried to adopt the dog and take a New York vacation and just leave the dog like in the basement just by herself all the way to their vacation. I was like, no, that's a no. Like I did talk, I did say something about it. I was like, no, like that no. You don't adopt a dog and then you leave him for a couple of days just because you go to New York and the dog's gonna be left in the house by herself. No. That's not happening. That is not happening. I don't even understand why. Why would you even suggest this? I was like, you just not own a dog at all. You want an easy pet, just have a fish. But like still, like don't have a pet, then take a vacation because you have no one to look after him. Don't just leave him in the basement by himself. That's just worse. That's just worse. And on top of that, you don't want to do the dental stuff for the dog either, and you just want to adopt them, just want to show off. Like she asked me, are there any popular breeds? I'm like, what do you mean by popular breeds? Like, look for a husky, like a shepherd? Like, what do you mean by popular breeds? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. But yeah, there was all that. I'm just like, what in the name? I was like, good grief. I was like, who asked these questions? Like, what popular breed do we have? I was like, what do you mean by popular breed? You mean like Instagram famous or something like that? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, no. And the other dog that was with the golden retriever husky mix, he was a pit bull mix. He was very, very friendly. Like he loved people. Every time I go in the kennel with him, he just wants to, like, he's wagging his tail, just cuddle up next to my leg. So he just wanted a friend. He was people petting him, like all that kind of stuff. He just having fun. Like he just wanted a friend. He just really wanted a friend. But like people, kind of got past that because like people. I mean, most people do have certain requirements in their housing, like they can't have certain breeds because they're deemed a danger, like too big, size restrictions, like that kind of thing. But like we try to like accommodate for it, but people a lot of the time we're trying to get dogs adopted. I mean, a lot of people that I've seen just want to look. I mean, that's fine. That way they like get an idea of like what Like what kind of animal you looking for? Maybe like this location, another location. Like let's say kind of idea again, looking for like a pit bull, maybe like a smaller variety, maybe like a shepherd, but like maybe like a Malinois to a German shepherd. Maybe like we have one of them, or like maybe get an idea. That's fine. Like it's like kind of like going to a shelter, get an idea what kind of pet you have in the long run. Maybe shit like trying to see like okay, is this a good fit, or like maybe there's something else they may be looking for, maybe like something looks similar to it, maybe just different. That's fine. Like it's like it gives you an idea what kind of dog you're looking for, and the versus like kind of household that you have will be a good fit for that household, etc., etc., like that kind of thing. That's fine. Like that way gives an idea like kind of pet you're looking for. But I mean, like a lot of people I've seen, like people just going there to just look and not the dog at all. Maybe like in this location where we're looking for, going what they're looking for. Maybe they're trying something else. I mean that's fine. I mean that's all right. But it's like just be mindful. Like maybe like have an idea. Maybe give us some suggestions. And we can do that. We could be able to do that. Maybe get some suggestions. Maybe what kind of dog this is. Maybe learn more about them. Like I mean that's all right. We're trying to get a good idea for it. I mean that's one thing. That way like okay like I have an idea what kind of dog I'm looking for. It's not this dog, but at least it's maybe something very close to it. I mean that's fine. But we do a lot of times get people trying to like adopt a dog, and then next time we find out that there have been problems that they had with other animals in the past. Like I remember someone wanted one of our dogs to adopt. Next thing we know, he wanted him as a fighting dog. I'm like, everybody was like, no, 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 no. Someone wanted him as a fighting dog. I was like, no, like that is not gonna happen in a million years, no matter how you look at it. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, what the fuck? That's what I was. That's what I was told. I was like, no, 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 nope. And then like a lot of people who want like a certain dog, they like a lot of people who looking for just coming there to look. I even asked. Like people got the assumption that all the dogs in there were just wild. I'm just like, no, they're not wild. Like they were really convinced they were all just wild dogs. I'm like, no, they're not. What made you come to that conclusion to begin with? I'm just like, no, the dogs are not wild. Like they're not. Like he was just convinced that they were wild. And then and then I had the discrepancy of showing a family. I think it was like a mother. I think it was like her daughter and like a recent newborn with them that just wanted to play with every single dog in there. I'm just like, we can't. We just have to show you a few dogs. And like, you're not gonna adopt one. They wanted me to. They wanted to bring out one dog that had an issue with males, maybe because of her past, and two is not necessarily good with children, and they had a newborn with them. I was like, no, that's not. I'm not getting this dog out for just like you have a baby with you. Why would you do that? Like why? Like why? I'm just like that's just a no. That's a red flag on so many levels. And then like it's like people just like do the worst either to get rid of their pet or they think like they want a dog. Next thing you know, they want just like a dog that's gonna wind up being a problem because like I remember that let's see, one family was interested in one of the cattle dogs that we had, but then we found out that they kind of got banned from a different shelter, and that's why they kind of sneak over to us to adopt the dog, and like that was a red flag there, and everybody realized it. I'm just like, oh no. So like, yeah, we're trying to adopt an animal, and people are gonna be wary, and they're gonna be wary of certain things, and like it just puts a lot of people on edge. Like a lot of people have witnessed people like not training their dogs, abusing their dogs, like just treat them like just like not good, and they wind up being a problem. If you surrender them to someone else, they wind up being a problem for them. But a lot of times, like they can be, fixed up, rehabilitated. That way, they won't be such as a problem. But like certain things do need to take into account. But yeah, I'm just like some people just should not be owning pets. Like I remember, like one day, at work, I just heard tires skirting. Like next thing you know, someone just dropped off like a box full of guinea pigs and just took off. Like they just, it was cold out, so I was like, they just dropped off a box full of guinea pigs and just skirted on out. They didn't bother coming there, nothing. They just dipped out. I'm just like, what the heck? I was like, who does this? Like, who just like leaves their pet and just dips? I'm just like, why? And then like, it's just the way people treat their animals. It's just like, no. And then you try to show people like, okay, this dog is this, and this. And like, a lot of people do have good intentions for adopting a dog. And I do see many people have good intentions. People looking for like a dog who's good for an apartment, a house, good with children, good with cats, good with like other people. Just like, you know, I enjoy like trying to get people low down, trying to give them like the best case scenario, and also trying to describe to them the dog's good habits. But also have to address the ones that might be a little bit more on the rise, as well as some dogs that have medical problems. I do have to address that. But yeah, I do try to give dogs a high chance. I would try to like give a lot of things a high chance. That way it'll be successful in the end. That way, like, you know, like a happy ending in the end. But I know it doesn't always turn out the way to be all the time. But yeah, and then we started, and then some cats. I started also working with cats, and a lot of the cats, I mean, were strays, you know, like kittens. Wild cat, like feral cats that are outside, yeah, they get caught, bring to us. That way, hopefully, we can get them, you know, fixed up, you know, like fixed up, fed, medicated. And that way, like, hopefully, they go to a living family. That's all that. But like the way people just drop off their cats, either for like a noble reason, like they couldn't take care of the cat anymore, they did the right thing and bring them back to us, or like someone doing it for the wrong reasons. Because I was informed that someone, like a man, literally just like didn't even come to the door. Basically, just chucked this cat into the door, and then tried to get back in his truck and drove off. Luckily, she got one of my coworkers got the license plate before he drove off. That was in case the authorities got involved, that kind of thing. But like, yeah, he just threw his cat into the door. Didn't even come in, just like a bowling ball, just like underhanded the cat. Just chucked into the door and then just tried to take off. I'm just like, what the heck? Everybody was pissed. Like, I'm telling you, everybody was mad. I'm just like, why? And then when I started seeing ferrets for the first time, the first pair I've seen, one of them wasn't necessarily in the right place. Because here's a lowdown. For ferrets, they have a special diet, and apparently someone who's taking care of them, that was a good idea to feed them cat food. Ferrets don't eat cat food. No. They need a high protein diet. No cat food. Like the ferret had maybe medical problems. No hair on his tail. I was like, no, you don't feed a ferret cat food. That's the one thing you don't do. You feed them high protein ferret food, not cat food. I was like, what the heck? So yeah, there's all that. And then there's all that, like, animals I've seen go through a lot of rough patches because of people, and it's like some people just should not be on animals. Like, it's like the bottom line. It still pops up like around the world, like some people mistreating their animals. It's just like a cruel thing to treat your pet like that. At the same time, it's also kind of heartbreaking. Like, you want an animal, you want to have the pet you're looking for, but at the same time, like, certain requirements kind of prevent you from doing that. Such as like kind of things for your landlord, certain breeds you can't have for like the whole reason, like pit bull, like some people think it's still pit bulls were still very dangerous. But I worked a lot of pit mixes, and a lot of them were very, very friendly and playful, and a lot of them just wanted to hug up on you, like play with you all the time. Oh my goodness gracious! 1 second. Dude, what are you doing? Nico likes my hamper too much. Like, he's trying to be a hamper ferret. You're not a hamper ferret. You're a silly ferret. That's my hat. You're not a hamper ferret. You're not a hamper ferret. You're a silly ferret. You're a silly man. You're a silly ferret. What you doing, buddy? You're a silly ferret. You're silly. You're silly. You're silly. But yeah. You're silly. But yeah. Yeah, like a lot of restrictions prevent people from having some pets that they want, and he's back in my hand. I'll deal with him in a minute. But yeah, like a lot of people really wanted some animals, but like some people they couldn't have German shepherds, no terriers, no pit bulls, that kind of thing, because the whole still the hysteria. German shepherds are deemed like maybe like too big, or like still dangerous. Pit bulls still deemed dangerous. Other as well, pit bull owners try to basically determine otherwise. I haven't personally seen how many pit bulls actually kind of be no purebreds, maybe like puppies or like maybe 3-year-olds. I've seen how playful and friendly they can be, so I can probably say like not all pit bulls are bad. It just depends how they're raised, how they're treated. One second again. It tries to be a hamper ferret. You're not a hamper ferret. You're a silly ferret. You're not a hamper ferret. No ferrets for no hamper for ferrets. Does that even make sense? You're a silly ferret. You're a silly. You're a silly boy. You're a silly boy. But yeah, I mean, some people have their restrictions. Like many people get heartbroken over it. Like it's just, and then a lot of time landlords saying like no dog, no certain breeds of dogs, like certain size limits. That's anywhere in the apartment complex that people go to. Hey, back in my hamper. What's with you in my hamper? Like what is in there that you like so much? Like what's in there that you like so much? Like, dude. Oh boy. But yeah, I mean, like for me, after many months and around 2 years working there, I started thinking about having my first dog. I never owned one before. Owned reptiles mainly, and also fish, but like I never really owned a dog before. So I tried to plead with my landlord, because there was one dog that I actually liked. He was a Japanese Spitz. He was very friendly. He was barky, but like he was very friendly, easily trainable. He was very kind, very nice. Like I liked him, but I liked him. I kind of chose him, but the landlord was willing to do it for me. But like he gave me like I just got the. I'm trying to get the pros and cons of having a dog I never owned before to get some advice, but all I got were the cons of having a dog. Like they're gonna chew up everything, they're gonna pee and poop in the house. I'm like, the dog's housebroken at my job is gonna be housebroken when I bring him home. Plus, I'm obligated to bring the dog with me to work. I mean, he's not gonna be in the house by himself. But yeah, but then plus he recommends something a little more contained. So that kind of went down the drain. I was kind of a little upset about that, but I just like, oh, well, I was like, okay. So I tried something else. Lizards were my main thing, but having a dog for the first time, I kind of like, I might try to do it maybe for in the future, but I tried to maybe do it, but I can't afford it. So I tried to look for a different pet. So I decided to try to get a ferret instead. Like that's my nickname. Them like dogs with like cat-like antics, because like they're very social, they're very like playful, very goofy, like. They are very friendly to people. These two like people, cats, dogs. They like everybody. So it was definitely a good choice. And basically, they want something contained. They can be contained when you put them out. When you're going to bed, going out to do something, that kind of thing. We still need babysitters for them. They are known to be messy, but I can deal with that. But yeah, that's like ferret. Like the ferret was my second option since I couldn't necessarily have a dog. Because let's just face it. They just didn't want. They just basically said no. No dogs in the house. So there's all that. 1 second. Everyone's saying in the comments, no hamper for Nico. No hamper for Nico. No hamper for Nico. No hamper. No hamper. Yeah. No hamper. No hamper. No hamper. No hamper. Yeah, I don't know what it is about my hamper he likes so much. I don't understand why. He's a goofy kid. He's a very goofy kid. And I can live with that. I can live with that. Here you go. He wants his little tunnel. Yeah. But yeah. Well, a ferret was still a good option. So that was definitely a good choice that I made, but trying to find them was hard, like really, really hard. So yeah, a lot of people who are trying to look for a specific pet, like if one place them to have them, trying to find them was difficult. Like trust me, it was difficult. I traveled all over the place to look for them. I didn't even have to call one of the another pet store in another state to find them, and they were costly. Like when I first saw, there was a pair of them that I had to travel a long ways away to find them. And I traveled like a ways away to find two ferrets, and like they were like 400 per ferret. I'm like, I did not think they spent that much. I'm like, what? Like, they are costly. I'm like, what? I'm just like, what? The name. So luckily, I'm just like I told you the story in the first place when I first brought them home. They were being rehomed, and I was offered to rehome them, and luckily I had means to bring them home, and now they are my responsibility, and I'm loving every single second of it. I'm loving it. It's funny, they're hilarious, they're funny, they're active. It's kind of like me, because I like to sit still in one place very often unless I'm like, there's nothing to do. I'm homebound, like they can do whatever they want, but I just sit here, keep an eye on them, try to like get them to experience new things. But yeah. So yeah, the ferrets were very difficult to find, very pricey. I'm like, what? I got all the whole closure and stuff set up first. They were the last thing to find, and it took months to find these things. I'm like, dang. But yeah. And then lo and behold, I managed to get two of them. They're perfect, and I love them just the same. But yeah, that's the thing about pet. They're hard to find. Some people are definitely good owners to have pets. Others just should not be owning a pet whatsoever. That's why I'm preaching like it's just like pets should deserve better than what they get, because like they do deserve better, because we try to give them the best life they get, but like some of their backgrounds, it's like they deserve a lot better than like how they normally get it, because like, you know, they're like us. They have feelings. They don't want, like, they're kind of like us. Like, you don't want to like be hurt, like treated like a certain way, and next thing you know, you're fearful for certain things or certain people. So like that's kind of thing, like they're kind of like us. I know it's like maybe I'm sounding stupid on that part, but hopefully no one to test to that, because like we all seen it happen, and hopefully we get animals who like who need our care, that they can get like a lot better, treated a lot more better than how they are treated versus in the past, all the way to like how they're kind of treated now. Like a lot of times I see them treated more better, but there are still some people out there who basically treat them like a whole different. Like it's just not right for sometimes, but we just gotta make it right. We gotta make it right. But yeah, we just gotta make it right. So hopefully, it's kind of like my little miniature story, because I've been thinking about it. And it was just like, yeah, I think some stuff does need to be addressed. And if you guys think this is a good idea to address this, let me know in the comments down below. If you think it wasn't a good idea to address, also let me know. Also, you want me to like maybe shine some light on other topics just like this one, let me know. Yeah, but if you have a pet at home, like I say, one-on-one with your pet, let them know how much you love them. Like, I know how much you do, but go the extra mile. Take that extra mile to let them know they're appreciated, they're loved, and you respect them, and like you don't want them to change. Like, they're funny, hilarious, play with everyone in sight. You know what? If they've been to a bad way and you give them the best life that you could hope for when you brought them home, take that extra mile. Let them know they're appreciated. Just like I do appreciate my pets, and I know you appreciate yours. Alright then, I think that's gonna call it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, post it down in the comments. Don't forget, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.